My name is Dr. Robert White. I'm a chiropractor with a specialty in functional medicine. I spent the last 5 years and countless hours studying functional endocrinology to be able to deliver the most cutting-edge care in the correction and the prevention of chronic disease. Throughout the course of the day, people would ask me questions about diabetes, and a lot of the questions were the same. So what I did to make things easier on myself is I came up with the concept of the Diabetic Minute, an ongoing informational series to answer all those questions and provide people with the tools and the resources to help assist them in reversing type 2 diabetes naturally. One of the questions I get all the time, and this is a pretty common one, is diabetes actually reversible? Well, the answer is yes and no, and I'm going to explain both. But let's talk first, what is diabetes? Diabetes is your body's inability to control your blood sugar, and the American Diabetic Association classifies diabetes as 2 fasting blood sugars of 126 or greater. Now, how does diabetes actually develop? All right, and this is for type 2 diabetes. Basically what happens is it's poor lifestyle, poor diet, not enough exercise for years and years and years. Right? That's pretty much what causes diabetes. Right? What I'd like to do is talk to you about correcting the cause of the problem versus treating the symptoms of diabetes. And then we'll get into a little bit about, is it actually reversible? Now, what I'd like to do is talk to you, how does traditional medicine handle diabetes or any other chronic disease? And this is pretty much the way they handle pretty much everything. What happens is people develop a problem, and again, it can be for a variety of different reasons. For most people, it involves years and years and years of poor lifestyle, poor dietary abuse, not enough exercise, maybe too much stress, bad habits, whatever it is. They develop some type of chronic medical condition. And basically what happens then is you go to the medical doctor. He'll run some basic tests, and you get diagnosed with X. You get diagnosed with diabetes, high blood pressure, whatever it is. And at this point, it's pretty much the standard playbook is, out comes the prescription pad. You get a prescription for some type of medication. And that medication is basically used to manage the symptoms of the reason why you have the problem. Right? But the important thing to realize is that there's little or no attention given to the reason why you have the problem. Right? It's all about just managing the symptoms. So what I'd like to do is go through an example with you and show you exactly what I mean. Now, let's take a look at this guy here. All right? Now, this is a hypothetical example. I don't know this guy. I'm going to grab this picture off the internet. But we're going to use this guy as our example and say, listen, this guy has high blood pressure, and I bet you he probably does. But we're going to say also that this guy does not exercise, this guy smokes. Now, those are the reasons why he has the high blood pressure, because he's overweight, poor diet, and he smokes. That's causing his body to have high blood pressure. Now, how does medicine typically handle a case like this? All right. Again, it's basic tests, determine that there's a problem, medications are given, and again, there's no real attention or focus is given to the reason why he actually has the high blood pressure. It's take these medications, come back and see me in a couple months, and we'll see how you're doing. Now, if the medications are working, it's pretty much we'll stay with this type of treatment, or if they're not, maybe we need to go to stronger medications, or maybe we go to different medications, or maybe we need to do some type of advanced testing. Right? But let's look at what really should happen if you want to get to the cause of the reason why this guy has high blood pressure. Now, let's take a look at this guy again. Now, if you really want to deal with the cause of the reason why this guy had high blood pressure, the first thing you do is you get him a membership at a gym with a personal trainer. You schedule regular exercise. And again, it's different for everybody based on their health level, but we need to get this guy some type of physical activity on a regular basis. Number 2, we're going to get him a nutritionist, right, or a dietitian, or somebody to analyze what he's eating and actually make the adjustments in his poor diet. If the guy smoked, again, I don't know, this is a hypothetical example, but if he smoked, what you would do is get him a smoking cessation class. And if you did those things, all right, and you corrected those reasons why he actually has the high blood pressure, the pressure would come down and stay down naturally. Right? Now, what I like to do is, my definition of whether diabetes can be reversed is, if we did what we needed to do to isolate the underlying causes of why you're diabetic, and we worked, just like the guy with the high blood pressure. We identified why you're diabetic, and we did all the necessary actions to actually fix the reasons how your body's malfunctioning that's actually causing the diabetes. And we ran some lab work, and we said, okay, listen, take these labs and go to your medical doctor. He would look at him and say, yeah, you're not a diabetic. But it doesn't mean you can be a non-diabetic forever. I've actually had patients say, so you mean after I do all this work, I can go back and do whatever I want to do, meaning I can eat the way I was eating before, I can not exercise the way I was exercising before? And the answer is, that's insanity. It's absolutely not. I mean, once you're diabetic, you're going to be more predisposed to being a diabetic. So it means you're going to pretty much have to live your life in a different way that actually created this disease to begin with for the rest of your life. Now, how do we actually go about reversing diabetes? Well, the first thing we do is we uncover the reasons why you actually became a diabetic in the first place. How was your lifestyle? Right? How was your diet? What was your stress level like? And it's different for everybody, and you really got to dig in there because everybody's got some unique little things that go on in there. Another big thing is, after all these issues have been in place for a long time, your body begins to malfunction. We have to isolate exactly what that malfunction is. And again, I wish I could be more specific, but it's different for every single person. And body malfunction is done through diagnostic testing. Right? Do advanced diagnostic testing, whether it be blood work, or it be hormone testing, or digestive tract analysis. All this stuff needs to come together to actually form a treatment plan for you. And once all that information comes back, then we can actually formulate a plan of action or treatment plan to actually correct things instead of just masking the symptoms. Now, some of the things we're actually going to correct on you is we're going to take a detailed look at what do you eat? Do you have any food allergies? People eat the same foods over and over, almost always have sensitivities to food or allergies to food. Are there any hormone imbalances? Almost everybody I see who has, major system malfunctions also has hormone imbalances, and you have to take a look at those because if you don't correct the hormone imbalances, you're never going to be able to fix the larger picture items. Do you have any gland dysfunction, specifically adrenal gland dysfunction? Adrenal glands play a big role in controlling your blood sugar, specifically at night. All right, we need to see how they're doing. Most people who have any type of body malfunctions also have digestive tract issues in terms of infections and parasites. We need to take a look at those. What about your exercise? We need to take a detailed look at it. Are you exercising? Are you not exercising? We need to make the appropriate arrangements based on your health level to be able to actually have you do some type of regular physical activity. And along with all those other things, the proper nutritional support and natural medicines to actually give your body the raw materials it needs to actually fix things. And again, this isn't about treating symptoms. This is about fixing what's wrong with your body, giving your body the resources it needs to fix what's broken. And when you fix what's broken, again, blood sugar comes down and it stays down naturally because your body's functioning the way it's supposed to. Now that's just to name a few, and the key is that it's different for everybody. Like I said, I'd love to be able to just lay out some broad strokes here and say, okay, you know what, you do this, this, and this, your diabetes is going to go away. It's not. It's a different approach for everybody, and it's not a cookie-cutter approach. So that's what we have for today for, is diabetes actually reversible? And the answer is yes. Right? Most of my patients, well, every single one of my patients so far has been able to at least reduce their medications. A lot of my patients are able to get off their medications. Again, but it also is a lot of how committed you are to actually getting well. That plays a huge role in it. And I actually have a specific video on that topic because it's so important. All right, listen, I also have some other videos on diet, on exercise, on glycemic index, on food choices, that type of thing, so please look for them as well. I hope this video was helpful. If you like this video or would like to see more videos like this one, or I actually have a free report on reversing diabetes naturally, if you'd like to get a copy of this, please visit www.thediabeticminute.com. This is Dr. Robert White, and I'll see you soon on the next edition of the Diabetic Minute.